Live, pal.
Yep.
Welcome back to America.
Thank you. Cheerio. Oi, oi.
How was we'll get into that. We'll get into your little European
Yeah.
excursion.
As I say, let's save it for the pod.
Yeah. And I will 30 seconds in, I will kick things off with a little intro. So this is the Card Foundation podcast. This is episode 270, and we are live. My name is Johnny Tancredi. I'm here with Danny Tancredi, and like every week, follow us on social media. We're on Twitter at CardFoundPod. We're on Instagram at Card Foundation Pod. Make sure to download the podcasts on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Hey, yo.
New podcasts each and every week, like I mentioned before. Sometimes the days change, but you will get a brand new episode each and every week. And haven't missed a week in, I guess, 270 weeks. So let's see if we got any reviews. Nothing since the Samoa Joe one, which I would love to see get pushed to the side of the algorithm. So if anyone wants to leave us a nice little review, that way it gets the Samoa Joe out of my screen. I'll feel better about that. Let's do a little housekeeping before we get into the meat and bone. This week is going to be Topps Chrome heavy. I didn't even put a lot of news in there because it's going to be all about Topps Chrome. There's so much to dive into. So not even going to waste any time with some other stuff. But we are on Patreon, patreon.com/Card Foundation Pod. Make sure to, if you want to support us, helps us out, goes a long way. We just have fun. We have a Facebook group that's exclusive to the Patreons that, we have fun in, and we're always posting in there first, posting news. We do, buy, sell, trade, all that stuff is allowed in there. So
we always have fun.
Yeah, it's a fun group. So you can join that today. What else do we got? We got prowrestlingtees.com/Card Foundation Pod. If you want a shirt, summer's coming up. Spring is here. Next week in New York, it's going to be like between 70 and 80 degrees out. So that's the perfect time to pick up a brand new CFP shirt, rip the sleeves off Danny style, and add it to the collection. So that is available, prowrestlingtees.com/Card Foundation Pod. And then I just wanted to do a quick little, it's kind of a sad shout out. And it's sort of like wrestling adjacent podcasting. One of my favorite podcasts that I listen to every week is the Hard Lore podcast. So it's a podcast about hardcore music by two musicians, Colin Young and Bo Luders from Twitching Tongues and Harm's Way. They're two different bands. Basically, they interview different musicians and stuff every week. And I've been listening since, I think, probably like the second or third episode. And it's been going on for a couple of years now. Again, it's one of my go-tos every week. I always look forward to it. And last week, one of the co-hosts, Bo, tragically passed away. He tragically took his own life. And Bo was a big wrestling fan. He had a lot of friends in the wrestling community. He was friends with Brody King, and he's friends with CM Punk, and guys like that. He's from Chicago, so he had a lot of the Chicago ties. Very close with Danhausen, and again, just like being in the music scene and everything. I've seen Harm's Way play a bunch of times, and I've been listening to his podcast for the last couple of years. So it was kind of it was like a tough hit, I guess. And I know some people in our group listen to Harm's Way and listen to the podcast and have ties to that group. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them and, shout out to Bo. Rest in peace, Bo.
All right.
So let's get into
the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, it's again, it's going to be Topps Chrome heavy from just about this point on, but we do want to announce I'm not going to go into, I guess, like the wrestling, what's been going on. I mean, we're in WrestleMania season. It's been kind of like the same storylines everybody's known about. So I did want to talk about, I guess a couple days ago, ESPN announced the lineups and like the daily breakdown for WrestleMania.
Which they usually do the WrestleMania week, and they'll do the Pat McAfee show and a whole bunch of things on ESPN and some different
and I
channels.
think they announced the first hour of WrestleMania is going to be on ESPN.
Yes, that is correct. It's going to be on, I believe, ESPN Night 1, ESPN Night 2. For the first hour, you're going to be able to do that. So
yeah, so hopefully we get some new fans and some new eyes on the product and everything. And I think it's a great idea to show the first hour and get people hooked, and then head over to ESPN to finish the show. But wanted to announce that Saturday night 1, which is April 18th, we're going to get Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, the Usos and LA Knight versus Logan, Theory, and ISHO Speed, Seth Rollins versus Gunther, AJ Lee versus Becky, the women's fatal 4-way match. There's a bunch of people on that. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer, and then Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton to finish the night. And then Sunday, night 2, which is April 19th, we're getting Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi, JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Penta, what's his name? Was it Javon Evans? Javon Evans. Rey Mysterio and Rusev in the IC title ladder match, which would be good. Dom Mysterio versus Finn Balor, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams, and then CM Punk versus Roman Reigns to finish it up.
Yep.
Night 1 seems a lot stronger.
It certainly does. And it's funny because I feel like last year it was kind of set up in a similar way, and I felt that night 2 was definitely better than night 1. Because usually you want to save the best for last. You want the banger to go on night 2. So you try to maybe load up night 1, get everyone's interest into night 2. You sprinkle on a couple great, matches in there and then see how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bulk of the matches that I'm interested in seeing, I think, are on Saturday. I think Seth and Gunther should be good. Cody and Randy, obviously. Steph and Liv. I think those are. But I guess Sunday's got Jade and Rhea. I'm not looking forward to it. I like to watch Rhea, so that's why I'm tuning in. Punk and Reigns, yeah.
Yep.
Lesnar and Obafemi should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who comes out on top of that, just because in particular, Brock and the dirt sheets, it's mentioned that he doesn't want to lose until his retirement. Now you got Obafemi, the up and comer, who probably it's a nice mark on your belt to be able to beat Brock Lesnar. Not many people could say they've done that over the last 20 years of professional wrestling. Oba certainly could establish himself as the powerhouse of the WWE by beating Brock Lesnar on the biggest stage of them all.
Right.
So curious to see where that goes.
And I wonder if it's going to go on first, just to start the show. And it was listed first on the announcement. I don't know if it's in order, but I could see the two of them kind of just starting the show off in a really strong way. Just two powerhouses going at it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long they're going to go. And like you said, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who puts who over in that one, because again, Lesnar,
right.
Lesnar does what he wants now. He doesn't have to.
No, he's probably going to tell WWE what he wants to do.
That's a good point. Ryan said, shouldn't he pass it like Taker did for Brock? He should.
You would hope so.
Yeah, he should.
But you never know. It is WrestleMania is always a toss up to see who's actually going to come out on top or not.
And I would think honestly that Oba or Brock rather, he's getting paid. So at this point, does he even really care about that anymore?
Maybe. We can't say for certain that he doesn't.
No. Interesting. So let's see, what else do we got before we get into the card stuff? Oh, so AEW Dynasty is this weekend, which is Sunday, April 12th. So weekend before Mania, you got AEW show, and it looks pretty decent. So we got Alex Windsor versus Marina Shafir in the pre-show, Young Bucks versus Don Callis family, Chris Jericho and his return to the ring versus Ricochet, Tekla versus Jamie Hayter for the women's championship, Andrade versus Darby Allin, Moxley versus Will Ospreay for the Continental Championship, MJF versus Kenny Omega for the World Championship, and FTR versus Cage and Cope for the tag titles.
Tekla might be dropping that belt after the rumors going around about her.
But I didn't hear anything.
Showing up to work drunk and cutting a promo on live TV drunk.
Nice.
Yeah, if that's true, apparently the heads backstage were not happy.
Wow, I didn't even hear that. Wow.
I feel like I'm Danny Dirt Sheets this week, going behind the curtain.
Yeah, what were you doing over there in Europe? Just
I don't know. Yeah, I was getting ready for Chrome, and what else do you do to pass the time on long travel days? You know, you do some reading.
Before we get into, so how was Europe?
It was fun. Yeah, went to Edinburgh for a couple days, and yes, that is the correct pronunciation. It is Edinburgh. Yep, went with the missus and her family, and spent some time meeting her extended family and relatives. And it was, I mean, we got killed in the weather. It snowed on the last day. It rained every day in Scotland, which kind of sucked. But yeah, I mean, and then we ended up in Liverpool for like 2 days. I mean, it's a trip for eating, drinking, and shopping, really. I mean, there's not many like activities to do other than like the actual sightseeing of the city, and like if you ever want to do like museum tours and stuff like that. But it was cool. Liverpool, we went to Anfield Stadium, which is the home of Liverpool, which I know you disagree of.
Fuck Liverpool.
Yep. I did get you some soccer gifts that I could show on the camera here in purchases. So I think you'll like that. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool wasn't what I expected. I probably wouldn't go back. Got to do all the Beatles stuff. Go to the I forget what it was called already. The Cavern. Oh, the Cavern, which is where the Beatles got their start. We went to that restaurant. We went to the club downstairs, listen to live music and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
Yeah, overall, it was a fun week. But would I go back to those two cities? Probably not. Especially because I've been in Edinburgh twice now. England, sorry, my people across the pond, I don't care for. Don't really care for London. Didn't really care for Liverpool now at this point. And Manchester Airport is the absolute drizzling shits. I never want to step foot in Manchester Airport again. No, I did not bum any fags across the street, which is the term for cigarettes over there. Didn't do any such thing like that. Although they did have a nice cigar shop in Edinburgh that I did not partake in, which I wanted to because I love a good cigar. Yeah, here you go.
For reference.
Yeah, just please for reference. I'm not just saying, right, we're live right now for Patreon.
There you go.
I didn't just say that to say it, but their comments are coming in asking if I did that. So before I get canceled again, I'm just going with their lingo. Yeah, it was fun though.
Nice.
I'm glad to be back stateside, and I came back. I wasn't happy with the timing of Chrome after the money I've spent over the past week, but I'll touch on that later.
And it only gets worse.
No, I know. Yeah.
So, like you mentioned, 2026 Topps Chrome out officially on Friday, April 9th or April 10th, which is tomorrow. But we've seen FDI first day issue being opened all week. We've seen mega boxes and value boxes being found in the wild. Those have been opened. Hobbies being opened already. So, although the official date is April 10th, this has been, we've been seeing this opened all week. So we're officially in Chrome season right now. And it's going to get even crazier. Topps held their annual industry conference in Arizona this past week. So for those who don't know, Topps and Fanatics hold a industry conference every single year where They kind of preview the year coming up, the year, then maybe like a little bit of the following year. They bring in all the influencers, they bring in all the major, I guess, like hobby shops and fanatics, I guess, distributors and everything. And they do a full blitz on what's coming out. They go through every single entity that they have, and they talk about the upcoming product line and release dates and exclusive releases and all that stuff. So this year it was held in Arizona at the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, that's what it kind of seems like. In Arizona, in the Arizona Cardinal Stadium. So that's where they held it. And the big news that came out of it for WWE and wrestling collectors, two things. First off, May 1st is now the official release for Royalty.
Yep.
So wrestling fans are not even going to get a month in between dropping all their money on Chrome.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have to spend all their money on Royalty, because that's where some of the bigger chases are.
And Royalty is certainly not going to be cheap. This has the actual feel of Undisputed, and even more high end than Undisputed was. So I'm curious to see what the actual pricing is going to come out at, but I don't think it's going to be practical or cheap, to say the least.
No, it's going to be this is the product that we're going to be getting, supposedly, the WrestleMania patches. It's going to feature a lot of pretty interesting relics from, I guess they're calling it like the archive. Like, we're getting the Undertaker casket relics, and probably a lot of like John Cena Last Time Is Now match worn stuff, and super high end. 18 different auto sets and 7, or is that 7 or 9? I think it's 9. 7 auto relic sets.
7.
Each box you're going to get, I think it's like 6 autos or something like that.
Yep.
So it's super high end. But if you hit big, you may hit really big. So that's it's kind of, I don't know. To me, it's not really a product that I think is practical for the everyman or the every collector. I think this is going to be very break reliant, just because of the price point. I mean, there aren't many people that can go and dive in headfirst into Topps Chrome, spend all their money on that, and then less than a month later dive into another product such as Royalty. I mean, it's getting out of hand. So
I put this graphic up because where do you think Royalty falls in the levels of how we measure the wax health of pricing in the hobby these days?
Somewhere in between inaccessible and unsustainable.
Nice. Which a big thing with the industry conference was Topps proclaiming that they very much monitor retail pricing that they put out, secondary market pricing, as to what distribution is now charging for some of the hobby boxes. Because again, I mean, we talked a little bit about last week. Johnny, you mentioned that, overall, we do want to ultimately rip at the end of the day, because it's healthy in terms of getting cards out just into the public, finding the big hits, being able to sell them across any platform that you want to be on, getting them into actual collectors' hands. And if wax sits on the shelf, that doesn't necessarily happen. So based off of what we're seeing so far in wrestling, I mean, sure, it's been pretty accessible in terms of the retail pricing that Topps itself has put out, but the secondary market pricing and the pricing from distributors has not been in that healthy range by any means. I mean, in cases, it's like double. So again, you want people to rip, but when product starts to become inaccessible, like displayed on this chart here, you're gonna have a hard time, getting cards into PCers' hands.
So we did get a question. What Panini product would you compare it to? NT Flawless. Probably like a Flawless, right?
I would say NT, because Flawless is very, very premium. National Treasures, you did get relics, which will be in royalty. So it's going to be for Topps' end for wrestling. It's going to be probably one of the most high end products they put out. Topps never historically has done ultra expensive wrestling other than Transcendent. Undisputed was probably their number 2.
Well, they did announce also, which is the second announcement. We are getting Topps WWE Dynasty.
Yep, and that'll also be another very, very high end product. And if you'd like to buy Dynasty, you could do so with your Fanatics Amex card, where you will eventually go broke and not be able to pay back your debts in promoting getting a credit card for the hobby. Perfect timed.
Yeah. So again, for those who don't know and for those who aren't streaming, Fanatics did announce a American Express card, that a Fanatics branded American Express card, 5% cash back. You get front of the line Topps drop access. So whenever Topps does a drop, you're gonna get first dibs. Fanatics Fest perks. You're gonna get Fanatics cash back.
I'm just liking the comments that are rolling in.
It's not the greatest look.
Well, you're promoting, monitoring the hobby and how much prices are and everything, and then you roll out and say, "Hey, if you want to buy boxes, here's the Fanatics Amex card." Like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get started. Oh, and I love that one of the perks of this is if you spend a minimum of $1,000 a month, Fanatics is going to send you a jersey of your choosing.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
And then at the end of the year, when you max out that $12K that you haven't paid back yet, well, here's a jersey.
You get 12 jerseys.
No, you don't get 12 jerseys. You get
Isn't
one.
it a jersey a month?
No, you get 1,000. You have to spend 1,000 a month and then at the end of the year, you get one jersey of your.
I thought you meant a jersey a month, and I was like, that's kind of. You're really only spending like 800 then.
Maybe in that case, it would be.
Yeah.
Maybe worth it. But...
Yeah, it's just like it's a weird look. I don't know. In like some weird ways, I kind of get like if people are spending all this money on Topps and Fanatics and they're buying every single product and they're doing all the releases, like maybe it does make sense to get like Fanatics cash back and all that stuff. Like,
sure,
if you're spending it anyway, like I don't know, but like the last thing we need is a bunch of the 17 to 23-year-olds applying for the Fanatics Amex and then racking it up on fucking boxes and then not being able to pay it because their boxes they didn't get shit and they can't pay their credit card. It's like,
well, that's kind of the irony in all this, right? You get a credit card to buy boxes, not pull anything out of those boxes, and then you're sitting there going, Jesus, I just spent X amount of thousands on product and I opened it for myself and I didn't hit it. This is really more for people in business than it is, a regular consumer.
Yeah. I forget his name. There's the he's like that hobby comedian
Lameme James.
No. It's like he's like that, but he does videos.
I
forget his name, but he posted a video today and it was him like, oh yes, just got my Fanatics credit card. I'm so excited, gonna like get all my Fanatics cash and whatever, blah blah. And then he's like, the next clip is him just like, oh no, like who made my limit 20,000? Like this is what am I gonna do? I didn't pull anything. I can't pay this. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's gonna be some crazy stories that come out of this.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah. Yep. What else do we got? But yeah, industry conference again. It's just like it's interesting. Yeah, a lot of stuff came out about baseball and basketball. It's mostly like it's their top. Football now with the license. It's going to be promoted mostly with that stuff, but they do throw the wrestling and the entertainment in there. So,
yeah,
I'm excited for Dynasty. I got to be honest with you.
Look, I'm excited for a lot of the stuff that's bound to come out, but
Dynasty at least has the lineage, in my opinion. We had it in baseball. We've had it in F1.
Right.
And I'm excited to see what they're going to do with some of these relics. I mean, again, for those who don't know, Topps Dynasty is a one hitter. It's a one card per box. It's going to come in like a slab, like one touch case. And it's an auto, usually a patch auto. I think they're going to be able to do some really, really cool stuff with some of the designs. And some of the patches that we do get. Everything is obviously going to be, match worn and stuff, which is awesome. And again, Dynasty in baseball is historically done very well, especially lately. I would say the last year, Dynasty stuff has gone up a lot. Dynasty F1 was a big hit when that came out for the first time. So I would expect nothing less from WWE. I think people are going to really dive into it. And although it's typically a more expensive SKU, I think it's something that, I don't know, collectors can kind of work their way into, or I wouldn't suggest ripping it, but I think if there's somebody that you do collect, picking up that Dynasty patch auto is something that it's a nice hobby goal to have, because I do think those cards will appreciate in time. So, yeah. But we'll get more into that when we actually get, more news about it. All that was announced was that it's coming in 2026, so we don't really know. Let's see. We got another question. Any thoughts on how WWE will be treated now that Topps owns everything? I don't know, honestly, just because you would think they'd be on the, bottom of the totem pole, but they do have a lot of Fanatics is very involved with the influencers like Logan Paul and IShowSpeed and a lot of those guys. And a lot of those guys are not being featured in WWE. Logan Paul is a WWE wrestler. IShowSpeed has been showing up, and now he's been getting involved. You have a lot of celebrity engagement when it comes to WWE. So, yeah, is it going to get treated like MLB or NBA or NFL? No, it's not. That's going to be the bread and butter of Topps and Fanatics, and it always will be.
Yep.
But could it be treated better than a Star Wars or a Disney or an F1? I mean, yeah, probably.
Look, I think what adds to that is, I mean, you might not see it fully in the cards, but you will see it in other entities. I think Fanatics was really opened up to WWE when Fanatics Fest first launched. I mean, we saw almost every WWE talent that they put autograph tickets for and photo ops out for sold out, and their other sports wasn't. And I think they realized, holy shit, we have something with WWE that we probably need to want to grow within collectors, want to push. It's evident when we see it at Fanatics Fest because there's a big WWE section. And what they do now with WWE World on top of that, which we're going to talk about in a bit with Logo Fractor coming out for WWE World. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they just continue to put it in the right direction and positive things will come out of it. How that relates to Topps and the product they put out, I think when they do release stuff, they're going to make it important. But I always do worry about the price factor at the end of the day, and I worry about the quality factor at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, I also think that, say what you want, but Fanatics does a great job at promotion, and right off the bat, you're getting commercials, you're getting lower thirds on Raw, WWE World at WrestleMania. Fanatics Fest, they had a huge presence there last year. They had the entrance ramp and all that stuff. They had wrestlers there all weekend long. Like you said, all those meet and greets sold out.
Yep.
And that's something that they did and do so much better than Panini did. Panini would drop an instant card and nobody would know that even fucking came out. And we're getting Topps Now commercials on Raw. So it's that's the difference. Whether that grows the wrestling hobby, I don't really know. It's such a niche thing that I don't know if anyone's turning on Raw and seeing a commercial for Topps Now and saying, I kind of want that card. I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But that's the power that Fanatics and Topps do have now. So,
yep.
But yeah.
All right. What else we got?
So I think you mentioned it just before. Topps also announced as part of this whole Topps Chrome rollout, Topps Chrome Logo Fractor, which will be released at WWE World in Las Vegas next week for WrestleMania. So I'm guessing it's going to be treated the same way they treated the Cactus Jack release from WrestleMania, whatever that was last year or 2 years ago.
Yep.
Last year, I guess. Yeah, so for those who don't know, again, Logo Fractor is not new for wrestling. It's a set that came out for baseball, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago now?
Yeah.
It was pretty big when it released. It was pretty popular. And a lot of those boxes did very well when they were released on Topps' website. So it's basically the card design is as described. It's going to have little WWE logos all around the card, and that's the Logo Fractor.
Yeah, it's tough to see on this graphic here, but if you're watching along, you can
Yeah.
see it up top and on the right-hand side the best.
Right. So in MLB, it was the MLB like Logo Man. Like the MLB logo was the refractor.
Right. Now for those who don't also realize, I don't know how they're rolling it out yet. If it's similar to the Logo Fractor where it's a box release, what's going to happen basically is you're going to get like 5 packs in the box or whatever X amount of packs in the box. They're going to be regular packs. At the end, you're going to get like 2 Logo Fractor packs where all the base cards are Logo Fractor. You may hit a parallel, you may hit an auto.
Yeah.
That's basically how it's going to work.
And it looks kind of like a mega box.
Correct. It's basically a mega box.
Yeah, it's like mega box style. It's not like hobby box style.
Right.
But like that's what everybody wants. Everyone wants to open it for those 2 Logo Fractor packs. Like you said, if they do it the same way as baseball, you can get gold, you can get low numbered stuff, you can get autos. I mean, there's inserts and everything. So,
yep.
There hasn't been too much released about that yet. So
yeah, we just found out, I believe, today or yesterday that just happened.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't, and they're like, in terms of like the checklist and everything, we haven't seen too much on Logo Fractor yet. I have on my side notes, I have basically that the inserts included in Logo Fractor are going to be WrestleMania Recall, Eras of Excellence, and Focus Reel, which are the retail exclusive inserts. So they're not changing that for this. And then Logo Fractor autos, there are actually a number of the NXT talent. Their auto is only available in Logo Fractor.
Now that's cool. I like that.
So Carly Bright, Cutler James, Dion Lennox, Kendall Gray, what is that? Osiris Griffin, Nico Vance, Saquon Sugars, like all those guys, they're all autos are all exclusive to Logo Fractor. I know a lot of people are kind of pissed off about Kendall Gray. It's her first auto for WWE, and she's a very popular wrestler, I guess, within the collecting community. And her first auto is in Logo Fractor. People aren't happy about it.
Hold on, though. Technically, it won't be a rookie auto because I think her rookie year was 2025.
Yeah, so she had a Finest card, and she had a Topps Now card. That Finest card does numbers.
Which is, I'm surprised.
I think the base rare goes for like 50 or more at this point.
Wow.
The numbered cards go for hundreds.
I guess people are high on her.
Yeah, people are high on her. So that's interesting that they did that. So there are a number of those NXT guys. You're not going to be able to get autos in hobby. It's going to only be Logo Fractor. So keep an eye out for that if you're collecting any of those guys. Or if you're entering breaks, just know that you're looking for really parallels in the other versions because the autos won't be there. So that's why it's important to read the checklist.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else before we head? No, I think that's really kind of touches everything before we get into the meat of the episode, which is going to be in Card Corner. So let's get into some purchases before we head over there.
Well, I bought into a bunch of first day issue breaks that I'm currently still watching right now.
I figured you did when I saw you live tweeting all day.
Yeah. I was watching a Filth Bomb break with the most professional wrestler, our good friend Brian Myers of TNA Wrestling of the System. He was breaking with Filth Bomb Dave all morning long, so I took part in a couple of those breaks. have a break now. And actually, I finally hit a first day issue auto of Ariana Grace.
What was
that's
number
an auto-
12?
Number to 12. And I will say the first day issue, I like the parallel. I think it's different, it's unique, nice
Yeah.
looking. Why they came out with the number to 12, it was probably just for numbers purposes. Because I mean that's an odd number to pick, so it's probably just for collation, to be fair. But yeah, I haven't done well all day really in a lot of the first day issue parallels, but I had a little bit. I think I had a Tiffany to 99 from the women's division insert. Hit some numbered stuff. It's funny. I actually had better luck in a 5-box Exalted break. I bought like 5 spots at 25 total bucks, and then an AJ Styles auto to 50 and a Braun Breaker base. So I mean, I'll take that ultimately. But yeah, I purchased you a couple of knickknacks from the UK here. I got you a nice little new coffee mug of Chelsea.
Oh, nice.
I didn't think you had one, so I said,
Nope.
you know, get you a Chelsea mug for those games. And this is actually cool. This is off to the side here, but I did pick you up. I saw these little like knickknack things around in these like shops. So it's a Cole Palmer, like remember the headliners
Yeah.
of WWE? It's like it's a smaller version in football.
Yep. So I have an Mbappe of that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, they're not hard. They're not easy to get over here. I think I bought mine on like
So-
European eBay at the time.
So I got you Cole Palmer. I got you Lamine Yamal,
Oh,
which I was surprised that
that's cool.
they had that. And the last one, even though they're one of your rivals, Erling Haaland.
No, yeah, those are the goats.
So I got you 3. Now you have your 4th with Mbappe. And I bought myself Haaland, Ronaldo, and Virgil van Dijk just because I was in Liverpool. I wanted a Liverpool player, but I didn't want Mo Salah because
Nice.
he's
Those
not
are
better
awesome.
than
Thank you.
CR7. And yeah, I went with the captain.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I have the Mbappe in my DTOF. Yeah, those are you can't get those over here. So
Yes. Yeah, they're called Soccer Stars. Officially licensed from the brand is called Soccer Stars.
no, those are awesome. Thank you.
But, yeah.
Oh,
and I got for Ava, a little Highland cow with the
nice.
Scottish hat. So
She'll love that. We're actually going to the zoo tomorrow.
Oh, perfect.
For the first time.
Yeah, I'll probably have a lot more updates for purchases next week because I think I'm gonna be on the lookout for some first day issues. And obviously I want to rip a box of Chrome Hobby, so I'll probably rip one this weekend just to rip it.
I mean, yeah, it's for research.
Yeah, I want to get again. I might criticize a little bit of product before it comes out, just off of the images that I see, but I really got to give the full verdict when I got cards in hand.
All right.
What'd you get?
I'm looking at my eBay. Nothing really this week. I was on the hunt the last couple of days. I went to a bunch of Targets. I went to Walmart. I haven't seen any WWE Chrome. But I know our LCS will probably have. I was just hoping to pay regular pricing and not, I want to pay 60 for a mega box and not 120 or whatever they're going to have it marked up to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was looking out for that. Trying to think if I found anything while I was out. No, it was like mostly just like Pokemon and stuff that I picked up.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot. I hit 2 Targets today, and I saw a bunch of football still on the shelves, both Select and Prism. That really hasn't moved. I guess the Megas weren't good because I've seen Megas the past several weeks, and that wouldn't been the case 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I just think people are getting crushed in them, and it's like you're spending $60, you're getting
Nothing.
5 or 10, whatever refractors, and it's like guys, offensive linemen and guys you never even heard of, and it's just like it's tough, especially it's April.
Yeah,
like if this should have come out in November when people were watching football, and I guarantee you it would have sold out when people were watching Jackson Dart and all these guys. Right now, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about football. I want to open new baseball. I want to open new wrestling. That's like what I'm. what I'm watching.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But again, I think next week I've been clocking a bunch of stuff on eBay. I mean, singles are already popping up, so
Yeah.
I started to build my watch list and everything. So I guess next week will be more of like a purchases week. I kind of wanted to see where things started to fall, and some of these like first day issue parallels and stuff. I want like the market. I think is just going to be really important to see what the stuff sells for and what's going on. We did get an honorary.
There's your first
boy
purchase
over
round.
here. 13 Chrome Megas, 5 autos, all S.
All right. Well, about what 40%, 35% had autos, so not too bad at least there.
Yeah.
I didn't pull any autos out of Megas last year, and I probably opened like 8 to 10 Megas.
But then why are they like a fortune now?
That whole year it is what it is.
Because like you can't get last year's Megas for less than like what, 200, $150. Like what do they even go for now?
I don't even know. I haven't checked in a while.
Yeah. Do the X Fractors do they hold up? Do they do anything? Because I know you get 10 per box. So
I just sold like a couple like stars like Rhea, Cody, Rock. They get like $2-3.
Oh geez, yeah, that's tough. Well, we are going to break down all the different iterations of Chrome. But before we get into there, I do want to mention the Patreon purchases because we did get a couple this week, and I'm assuming we're going to get
break. So you could run through that before we get to Chrome.
What's up?
I need a quick breather. So you run that through that, and I'll be back for Chrome.
Okay. Oh, we got Johnny JB. Johnny JB's in the house. Wishes he was DJ Khaled. Let's see, Ryan. That's the issue. You can get a huge auto, but you can get the newest recruit. Yeah, I mean that's the thing with the Megas. I mean that's honestly that's the deal with hobby too. You could pull, you could pull the debut patch of Steph Care, or you could pull, a D'Lo Brown auto. I mean, that's kind of the risk you run when it comes to anything really. But with Chrome, and we're gonna get into this, but the Chrome auto checklist is so extensive. There are so many autos that I don't know. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see this stuff broken, on a case by case basis, because there's just so much. Let's get into some of these purchases though before we get into the Chrome stuff. Here we go. It's not a ton this week. Yeah, there are 45 refractors. So insane. All right, so we got Josh Costello had a couple of great good brother deals recently. Picked up my first auto of the GOAT Manami Toyota from me. Wanted to support Marcus Brandon in a CJ break, and he pulled me a Julia on card auto I was chasing. I love what the Death Riders have been doing for a while, so I found a great price on the SP Signatures quad auto, and then finally tested Danny's theory about Fanatics Filth Bomb, and in my first Exalted break hit the Insignia Inc. Cody auto to 99.
If people are going to get loaded products, you probably want to
might as well jump into it.
You might as well at least give it a shot. So there you go right there.
We got Johnny JB, who is, I believe, in the house. I've been chasing an Austin auto for a long time, and Danny Medina finally pulled me this baby. Topps Exalted Stone Cold auto, not numbered, but such a great looking card.
What?
The Streamline Signatures.
I actually think I am going to be checking all week long for Exalted.
Because everyone's going to be focused on Chrome? Yeah.
Not just that, though. The more I see on social media, the more I think I actually like the product more. And I know people weren't crazy about it, but I just like the way some of the autos and stuff look.
Yeah, and I think again, like I found some stuff that I'm watching that are like Panini WWE stuff that like I'm kind of hoping everybody's dumping all their money in Chrome and in breaks, and they're going to forget about this stuff, and I can pull some stuff into my collection that way.
Yeah.
Um, less eyes are on this stuff and more eyes are on Chrome. So let's see, William Hackenberg. I wish I would have listened to the pod before I got into the second Exalted drop. I got absolutely smoked. I don't think I'm going to even penny sleeve these cards. If anyone needs me, I'll be crying in the corner.
That's
What do we got? An Alexa Bliss relic, a Dexter Loomis apparition auto, a Damian Priest base auto, and a JD McDonough to 150. It's a tough box.
Yeah. To say the least.
Yeah. It's hit or miss. Last but not least, Brian Lyons. A lot of cheaper universe hits have been coming in, shown here by the cool Bailey multicolored relics and legends autos of Trish and Tori. Prism Lucky Envelope AJ and fully loaded Ms. Matt relic for the PC. Lastly, a sample of my latest cards from Rockin' with Dan's Whatnot shows. Good place to find cheaper autos or major pod stuff. Cool.
That round us out.
Yeah, and like Ryan mentioned too, we got Allure coming out next week, which I posted the previews of those in the Facebook group, but again, we're gonna have to touch on that next week just because there's so much going on with Chrome that we can't even touch AEW this week. So
honestly, though, it's what a time to be a wrestling collector now.
Yeah,
I mean, there's been so much downtime of just like nothing coming out. We get Exalted, we get Chrome, now we get Allure. More on the way from Tops in May, so it's actually really good to see.
But again, I would prefer it if it was spaced out a little bit better.
A little bit better, yeah.
Because who's going to have the money to be on all these breaks all week? It's like
you never know.
It's going to get crazy. Speaking of crazy, let's get into the final segment of this week's show, which is going to be Card Corner Tops Chrome right after this.
Why don't I give us the breakdown this week there, brother?
It's a mouthful.
I can handle it.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now back in Card Corner, and this week we are going to dive into 2026 Topps Chrome WWE. So as we always do for the new sets, we're going to give you a breakdown of what to expect, and then we'll dive into what we think. So officially, there is going to be 6 versions, which does not count Sapphire, that do get release of Chrome. So we got Hobby, we got FTI, FTI Hobby. Sorry, this goddamn group chat just always finding our way. Value Box, Mega Box, Breakers Light, and Logo Fractor. What you could expect, so 8 cards per pack in Hobby, and FDI, 4 cards per pack in Value, 8 cards per pack in Mega Box, and 12 cards per pack in Breaker. 12 packs per box in Hobby and FDI, 7 packs per box in Value, 6 packs per box in Mega, and 1 pack per box in Breaker. The case breakdown, we got 12 boxes per case for Hobby and FDI, which is first day issue. 40 boxes per case in Value, 20 boxes per case in Mega, and 6 boxes per case in Breakers Delight. Overall, this is going to be a 301 card set. What you could expect for hits out of these boxes. Hobby boxes, we got 2 autos, 12 refractors, 12 inserts, and 4 numbered parallels. First day issue, we get 2 autos, one of them being the exclusive first day issue auto to 12, and 2 exclusive parallels, plus the aforementioned from Hobby. In Value, we got 3 diamond plate refractors, 1 base refractor, and 7 inserts, guaranteed. Mega, we got 10 extractors, 1 numbered parallel, and 6 inserts, which is different from last year, which is nice. I don't think we were guaranteed the numbered card last year. This year we are, so that's pretty cool. And overall, 44 different refractors numbered all the way down from your base refractor to the 1 of 1. There was exclusives to Hobby, so Hobby only. There is an alternate persona image variation auto. So, for example, they had R-Truth sign autographs as K-Quick on a K-Quick card. And there was a number of different stars. I believe there was like 20-something. Or
yeah, I wrote some of them down. Like Rocky Maivia, Mean Marcalis, Terror Rising, Ringmaster, Roman Leakey, El Grande Americano is an interesting one because that's his first.
One of them. Yeah.
This one made me laugh. Walter. Like it's fucking Gunther. Like
he already had autos as Walter.
Like who gives a shit? Yeah, it's the same. It's the same character.
Yeah.
Mr. America, Stardust. So those are like the big ones. Ron Killings is another one.
Yep. So as for the inserts goes, inserts include Scope, Viral Shock, Women's Division, Austin 316, which is hobby exclusive, The Rock Diamond Legacy, which is also hobby exclusive. A couple more hobby exclusives include Platinum Punk, which is a set dedicated to CM Punk, Family Tree, Embedded, and then for retail, we have WrestleMania Recall, Errors of Excellence, Focus Reel, and additional inserts include Signals, Gamut, House of Cards, which is a hobby exclusive, Helix, Let's Go, Feel the Pop, and Garbage Pail Kids, which are numbered to 10, 5, and 1 of 1. Autos include base autos, 86 Tops autos, which is it's almost like the 35th anniversary sort of deal that we've seen in baseball before. Hall of Fame autos, Future Stars autos, Iconic Imprints auto, Alternate Persona, Dual autos, Red Blue NXT autos, Marks of Champions autos, Legendary Chrome Main Event is back again. We have Topps Chrome buyback autos. So if you remember, there will be numbered parallels with the buyback stamp of Tiffany Stratton and Jey Uso. The Beast Incarnate autos, Brock Lesnar is back in the product, signing for the first time in a long time. Say His Name autos, which I believe is Joe Hendry, correct? And then we have our very, very sought after chases of the debut patch auto. Stephanie Vicaire and Julia as the two names to watch out for. Additionally,
Not necessarily.
Okay, well, debut patches also include Roxanne Perez, Sol Ruca, and JC Mateo. All of them are 1 of 1s.
So I think Sol Ruca is going to be a big one.
She will be a big one. And actually, she might even outsell Julia. I wouldn't be surprised. Also included a lot of anniversaries this year. Topps loves their anniversaries. Trisha's 25th anniversary, Lita's 25th, NWO's 30th, Rock's 30th, Austin's 30th, the Dudley's 30th, and Punk's 20th. We're also eventually going to get a Sapphire edition just like last year. Notable changes include the Sapphire selections, which should have been in there fucking last year. I can't even believe they didn't do that. Sapphire Infinite and a much better auto checklist. So overall, from what you've seen so far, are you liking the product? Are you going to buy? Are you going to pass? What do you expect?
Oh man, there's a lot to dive into. Like I mentioned when you were away before, a lot of autos, a very extensive auto checklist. So if you're buying a box, hoping to hit a Cena auto or a Rock auto or one of the heavy hitters, it's literally going to be a needle in a haystack type situation. There's just a lot of different options in this. So yeah, I think jumping into breaks and kind of going after this in like the case format, I think is going to be beneficial. Just because of the options. So like if you're a whatever, a Brock Lesnar collector or someone, I mean, breaking with someone who's breaking multiple cases is going to be the way to go, I think, just because of all the options that you're going to have versus buying that one box and hoping to hit big in it, just because of how big the checklist is. I made a bunch of notes about just some of the different. That's a cool insert.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of new people and just new things to kind of talk about. So in the base checklist, I believe this is China's. Is it China's first, or she was in last year?
China was not in last year, no.
Okay, well, China's in the base this year, which is new. AJ Lee, her first pack pulled stuff since being back.
Yep.
New Jack is on the checklist.
Yep.
I'm unbelievable. I'm happy as an ECW fan. This is great, but I can't believe he made it on there. House of Cards that looks like a sick insert too.
Yeah,
I kind of love that. Laney Reed, Tyra Mace. What's her name? Tyra Mace.
Steel.
Yeah, Steel. Kendall Gray, Saquon Sugars, Cutler James, Dion Lennox, Julia, and Steph Vicaire. It's their first Chrome.
Yep.
I remember last year, obviously they've been, they had Panini cards, but they just weren't in Chrome last year. So It's their first Chrome cards. That's a big deal. Brock Lesnar's back in the set, so it's going to be his first Chrome and like the new iteration from the new since they've got the license back. Joe Hendry, he's number 301. He's the SP in the 301 card set, so they're kind of showcasing him prominently. Blake Monroe, her first pack pulled stuff, her first autos and her first pack pulled cards are in this.
Yep.
We talked about the alternate personas. We talked about a lot of the inserts. I think probably too many inserts.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think my biggest issue also is like a lot of the case hits repeated the same names, and the names that I wasn't even thrilled with the names to begin with.
Do you have any?
I don't know why they did that. Like, I think like Rhea, and I'm not complaining about Rhea. This is just an example that came into my mind, but I think she has like a Let's Go. She has like a Helix. She'll feel the pop. Like she switch it up and just put different names in the different case hits.
Right. And I will say Topps is usually cognizant of that too, though, which I'm surprised at.
Like Joe Hendry and Brock Lesnar got all the case hits. Like they're really going in on Joe Hendry. Actually, people giving a fuck about him, which maybe I guess people do. I don't know, but that was a pretty big reach there. What else do we got? So with the autos, I just made some notes. Obviously, Julia, Stephaker, their first autos on Chrome. Hogan has autos in this. I do believe they're sticker autos.
Maybe Hogan didn't die. Can we think about that for a second? He's still signing. He's signing in the grave.
He's with Elvis and Tupac.
He's got his hand probably like above the soil, holding a marker, and he's just sitting there, just signing away.
Just move it down, move the hand, brother.
Still going, brother.
The Rock guy has autos. Cena's got autos. Taker, Austin. Everyone's in it at this point. Let's see. So the Hall of Fame autos, Bull Nakano signed, which did not expect that.
Hey, she's on that Legends deal.
Yeah, so it's cool that they were able to get her. I think Muda was kind of like last year's version of that, where people got Muda Topps Chrome autos, and this year it's Bull Nakano. I know a lot of people are excited about that. Future Stars auto, I think the big one's going to be Blake Monroe. It's her first auto that people are going to want to chase. I'm interested to see the alternate persona autos if they actually signed their name, like the alternate persona name.
So I saw in the preview Kate Quick signed as Kate Quick. Because will that be the same for everyone? I don't know, but at least he did.
Right, like is Mark Callis, that's the Undertaker.
Right.
Is he going to sign as Mark Callis? Because there can't be a lot of that stuff out there.
Right. Which I think ultimately makes it attractive to want to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did Roman sign Roman Leakey? Because those autos, there can't be a lot of them.
No.
If any. He's been Roman Reigns forever. So, or did he just sign Roman and say, fuck it, I don't care? Like,
to be determined. So I bet you there's probably a couple names that didn't give a shit that signed as
right.
Is. I can't imagine that all of them actually signed their nickname name.
It's like when Panini did that a couple of years ago. They put out the nicknames auto, and no one signed the nickname, or no one. It was like it was either the nickname or like the tagline or whatever. And no one signed it. So we'll see what happens with that. The dual autos I think are pretty cool. So we got Liv and Raquel, Cena and Rock, Seth and Becky, Lita and Trish, Undertaker and Michelle McCool, and then the big one I think Julia and Stephaker. That'll be one I know a lot of people we know are going to be going after. There's also going to be a 3D dual auto of the Dudleys because they're doing their 30th anniversary thing. So we got Devon and Bubba Ray.
And I like that because actually, if you go back to like the archives of just totality of tag teams, there's not many dual sign stuff between like the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and just a lot of tag teams in general. So I like the fact that at least now we're getting reintroduced to like, okay, the Dudleys have a dual auto. I can imagine the Hardys having one through Topps Chrome one day. Like,
Right.
because again, think about like even during the Panini era, like since these guys weren't on the WWE roster, there wasn't really access for them to be able to do that. Plus, I believe there was even timelines where Bubba Ray had a Legends deal, but Devon didn't, and vice versa,
Right.
and it was getting all sorts of crazy. So now that we're starting to get this stuff, if you're a fan of those tag teams, you're going to want to dive in eventually.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But overall, I mean, just from what I've seen off of the case hits and stuff, and the inserts that I do like, I think this could be maybe one of the best wrestling sets total ever put out.
Yeah, it's got the potential because it's got something for everybody. I mean, it's got the NXT guys, it's got the lower tier roster, it's got the higher tier modern roster. So Roman, Punk, Cody, Tiffy, all those big names that are currently in the Randy Orton, they're all guys signed.
Yeah.
You have like lower end legends, and then you have the goats. You have Cena, you have Taker, you have Rock, you have Austin, Triple H. They all signed for this. So like there literally is almost an auto for or a card for everybody to chase at every level, which again is cool. Again, I think, am I going to be diving into boxes? Personally, no. I'm going to be looking on breaks, I think, and just like kind of picking and choosing who I want to go after. Maybe going after something like the lower end spots and seeing if I can hit one of these autos or a low numbered card of just somebody that I like. Maybe I hit a cool Dudley's card or something like that, or a New Jack that to add to the collection. So I think that's I think you're right.
Yeah, even the overall design, like even what I was seeing today, like the scope was a cool looking insert, that's a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. The fact that they have the retro 86 design now thrown back into as an auto subset. They kept the future stars. They did a lot of really nice things in the product, and I think that it's going to be very fun to collect. Especially, I mean, this is going to be a great break product because again, there's a lot of different subsets across the board. But from what I've seen, like if you're like a Legends guy, you're probably going to hit something in a break. Stone Cold has a ton of stuff in this. The Rock has a ton of stuff in this. Punk is one of the the most featured talents in this product.
Yeah.
Especially if you hit one of those like anniversary 20th anniversaries of Punk. That auto is beautiful. Really nice looking card. They put a lot of really nice stuff in this, and I'm glad that they fixed Sapphire. I'm glad that there's a logo fractor now. They literally treated this year like baseball, and that's how they should do it, which was something that Panini was great at. If you're going to have Prism, treat it right and make it a good product with the same case hit, chase the color blast for the totality of all the products that you make and distribute. And now all of a sudden you got a great looking set.
Yep. So the NWO 30th anniversary cards are in Chrome, and then we saw the preview of that Lex Luger. It's like the WCW Topps WCW set, kind of like they kind of stole the design from that, but yeah, that's in that too. So again, that's going to be a really Dennis Rodman. I think those are going to be big chases as well. You have a lot of people that kind of collect some of that anniversary stuff. I know that they also did like a Brock and Joe Hendry got their own set. So like the Beast Incarnate, that's going to be, I think, a big chase for, Brock Lesnar collectors that finally got him back in the product again. I wanted to mention quickly about Sapphire for those who don't know, because again, we didn't get it last year. So Sapphire did come out for WWE, but it was a very basic product. It was just the base cards and the autos. Auto checklist was not great.
No.
And the base set was basic. It was just the base set,
and
with
it's
the parallels.
redemptions.
Right. This year is going to be different. You are going to get the Sapphire selection. So that's an insert. You can look them up on eBay or on, whatever, ComC or whatever you search your cards. it's a beautiful insert that Sapphire does, and they do retain their value. I mean, it's an insert that has continuity, and MLB got it, college product got it, so it does have some lineage there. Some of the big names in the Sapphire selections is going to be Alexa Bliss, Braun Breaker, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Julia, Joe Hendry, Liv Morgan. There you go. So swap Otani with Tiffy, and you'll have your Sapphire selections insert.
Something similar to this, which actually kind of looks like the hidden gems that was featured last year.
Yeah, it does.
Which no confirmation yet that there's hidden gems in Chrome, correct?
There will be.
I'm sure there will be, but we haven't seen
it's never on the checklist.
Right.
So we don't know until it's hit.
Yep.
They're also doing Sapphire Infinite, which is a case hit within Sapphire that, again, they've done in baseball, but it's never been featured in wrestling. So, again, some of the names in that are going to be Hogan, Cena, Orton, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Austin, The Rock, Undertaker. So all the GOATs are going to be in the Infinite version of that card. So that's going to be another big chase.
Yeah.
But it's important to look at this stuff because, again, we didn't get this stuff last year. So if you don't know, you don't know. And that's why, we try to bring our knowledge of other IPs and other stuff that we've collected to this podcast. And that's why it's important, because if you're a traditional wrestling collector, you've never seen a Sapphire Selections or a Sapphire Infinite before, but we've had some history with that stuff. And then again, with the Sapphire, the autos last year just weren't great. I mean, they weren't the big names.
We have a few big names, but not enough. This
year, just to kind of rattle off a couple of them: Becky, Lesnar, Charlotte, Julia, Hogan, Cody, Liv, Oba, Femi, HBK, Austin, The Rock, Trish, Taker. They're all going to be in Sapphire auto form. So,
yep,
it's good because those are expensive boxes and it's an expensive set. So to be able to actually get big names is important, and it looks like they took that feedback from last year, and they must listen to the show, because all we said was add bigger name autos and add Sapphire Selections, and they literally did that.
Fine. Yeah.
So, and then again, Logo Fractor. We'll have more information on that probably next week, because there just isn't a lot out yet. We don't really know. It hasn't been released yet. It's going to be released at WWE World in Vegas next week for WrestleMania. So once we start seeing that stuff rolling, we'll talk about it. But it's just the rollout for this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure we're going to be diving in next week, talking a lot with the official release, getting more cards in hand. Going to be very exciting, and we'll see what's to come. And that wraps up this week's episode. So appreciate everybody tuning in to watching us live. If you put a comment and you watch us live tonight, thank you for your support. Shout out to the Patreon members as always, and many of which who have supported us since day one. So thank you guys a lot. You can follow us along on social media. We're on Instagram and X at Card Foundation Pod on those platforms. Make sure you subscribe to the show. New episodes every week. Apple, Spotify, wherever you download your favorite podcast. And the last minute question coming in. Did you see the Netflix Real American trailer? He's trailering over here. That's the Hulkster Netflix documentary that's coming out. We'll probably eventually talk about if that spikes sales or not in some capacity. So
yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out. It says it's going to be like a raw look into, his life and everything. And it's his last interview ever, I think.
Being released on my birthday, I believe.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to check that out.
So, and then ProWrestlingTees.com/CardFoundationPod. Buy a shirt, get ready for spring and summer. Again, it's almost beach season. If you wear my t-shirt to the beach, you had a good chance of getting lucky. So make sure you pick up a Danny Drip shirt. And again, thank you, Patreon members. Next week, again, we're going to dive into some Upper Deck AEW lore with that release. We're going to touch more on Chrome now that we get product out there and in hands, and we partake in more breaks and rips and everything in between. So next week, sure to be a good one as well.
Yeah, more Chrome. We're going to break down Upper Deck Allure. We'll go over the whole checklist just like we did this week with Chrome. We'll do that with Allure. We'll talk about AEW Dynasty. That's going to be this Sunday. And then we got a full WrestleMania preview because that's next week. So we'll talk all things WrestleMania. We'll make our predictions. We'll talk, more WrestleMania stuff there. So, again, we're in the thick of it right now. This is the busiest time of the year for wrestling fans, wrestling collectors, and we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Last but certainly not least, it is Masters Weekend, a tradition like no other. Any selection of your Masters winner?
Scotty.
Scotty's always a good pick.
He just had a second kid, so I think he's got to win a jacket for him. So
I'm going to go with someone that's not in the lead right now. That's an underdog. Give me Tommy Fleetwood. I want to see him get a big one.
I don't, because he's from across the pond. So
he's the only across the ponder I really like. So shout out Tommy Fleetwood.
Can't finish.
Yeah. All right. Well, sign off. When it comes to wrestling cards, are the best there is.
Best there was.
The best there ever will be. Oh hell yeah.
Okay.